So starting with number 46, what do we do when our bases are the same? Just cross them out and we set the rest equal to each other. So 3x is equal to negative x. And then how would I solve this? You want to combine your like terms together first. So I need to move this x to the other side so I can add x. So what's 3x plus x? 4x. So 4x is equal to 0. And then what do I do? What do I do? Divide by 4. What's 0 divided by 4? Good thing you guys get your calculators, so you can just put it in the calculator to help you, but you should know 0 divided by 4 is 0. And that's our answer. We're also going to take a look at 47 because here our bases are not the same, so we just can't cancel them out right away. But I want to make these have the same base. So I know that 64 is 4 to the third power. So I'm just going to change 64 to be 4 to the third power. And then I still have that 2b there. And then 16 would be 4 to the second power. Now that my bases are the same, I can just cancel them out. So I have 3 times 2b is equal to 2. So I just set the exponents equal to each other. Multiply 3 times 2b would be 6b. And then we would have to divide by 6 to get b all by itself. So b is equal to 1/3. So that's how we would solve if we have the same base or if we can get them to be the same base. For number 48 and 49, we can't get these to have the same base. So I need to put it into log form. So I start with the word log. 14 is my base because that has the exponent, and then I switch the order of the other two. So log base 14 of 44 is equal to r. Bless you. So step 1 is to put in log form. Step 2 is to do the change of base. So we can put it in our calculator. So we would do log of 44 over log of 14. Remember, the base goes on the bottom. And then we would just put this into our calculator, and that's our answer. So log of 44 divided by log of 14. So we should get r is equal to 1.433. All right, so looking at 50. If you have a log is equal to a log, what can we do? Just cross them out. And then we set the rest of it equal to each other. So 23 gets equal to negative 5x plus 3. And then we solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides, combine like terms. So 23 minus 3 is 20. And then since negative 5 is being multiplied to x, to move it to the other side, I need to divide by negative 5. So 20 divided by negative 5 would be negative 4. So negative 4 is equal to x, and that's our answer. So if you have a log is equal to a log, cancel them out, and then set the rest of it equal. The bases get canceled out too. Since you have the same base and the same base, cross those out with it. All right, 52. We have to determine if the sequence is arithmetic. So arithmetic means that we're adding or subtracting the same number. If it is, find the common difference, the term named in the problem, and the explicit formula. So for arithmetic, our formula is a sub n is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d. So first thing I need to do is find my common difference. What am I adding or subtracting to get from one number to the next? I'm subtracting 200. So if I did negative 11 minus 200, that would give me negative 211. If I subtract 200 again, that will give me negative 411. So my common difference is negative 200. Then I can plug that into my formula. So I have a sub n is equal to, a is the first term, so you always start with the first term, plus n minus 1 times d, which is negative 200. And then to find the 36th term, we're going to plug in 36 into n. So our 36th term is equal to negative 11 plus 36 minus 1 times negative 200. Now we just put that in our calculator. So make sure you follow the order of operations. I have 36 minus 1, which is 35. So 35 times negative 200. And then minus 11. So this would be negative 7,011. For the next one, we have to determine if it's geometric. So our geometric formula is a sub n is equal to a times r to the power of n minus 1. So for 54, I'm multiplying negative 4 to get from one number to the next. So negative 16 times negative 4 would be positive 64. So my common ratio is negative 4. So I could plug that into my formula. A sub n is equal to, always start with the first term, so negative 1 times negative 4 to the power of n minus 1. And then here it asks us for the 9th term, so that's going to go into n. So I have a sub 9 is equal to negative 1 times negative 4 to the power of 9 minus 1. So follow your order of operations. You have to do n minus 1 since that's in the exponent. You have to do that first, so it'll be 8. So negative 4 to the 8th power. And then times negative 1. So my 9th term is going to be negative 65,536. So from here to here, we just put it in the calculator. Let's look at 55. Question?
I got positive.
So remember when you put this in the calculator? This part? You got to put it in parentheses, because if not, it'll leave it negative, and then the negative times the negative will turn to positive. But that should be positive. So when you put it in the calculator, make sure you put that negative 4 in parentheses. You could also check the sign. So this is our first term. This is our second. This is the third. This is the fourth. So it's asking us for the 9th term, which 9 is an odd number. So we just look at the signs of the odd ones, which would be negative. So that tells us our answer is going to be negative. So you have to put negative 4 in parentheses. If not, it'll just do 4 to the 8th power and then multiply it by the negative, so it'll mess up the sign. That's a good question. Remember, it's also multiple choice, so if the number's there, it probably won't give you the positive and the negative. So for 55, I need to figure out what am I multiplying to get from one number to the next. We could always do the second term divided by the first, which that would be 863 divided by 86, which would give me like 10 point something. But if I multiplied that number times the next, it doesn't give me the third term, bless you. So this one would be not geometric. So always see if you're multiplying the same number to get from one term to the next. So this one is not geometric. So 49, we can't get these to have the same base, so we have to put it in our calculator. So I would do log base 6, and then we flip these, of 81 is equal to x. So log of 81 divided by log of 6 is equal to x. So we just put this into our calculator. So you have to do log of 81 divided by log of 6. So x is equal to 2.45. So 51, I have a log is equal to a log, so I can cross out the logs and then just set the rest of it equal to each other. So 4a minus 3 is equal to a. I want to combine my like terms, so subtract a to the other side, and I'm going to add 3 to the right side, so I move the number to the other side. So 4a minus a would be 3a is equal to 3. And then we divide 3 on both sides, so a is equal to 1. So we have to come up with the standard form equation of the circle. So that's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So our center gives us the h and k, so let's find the center. That would be right here. So that would be, we go to the left to -3 and up 4, so -3 comma 4. So when we plug that into our equation, we change the sign. So it'll be, I'll write it down here, x plus 3, so since it's a -3, we change it to plus y minus 4 squared is equal to, and then last thing we need to figure out what our radius is. So we count from the center to the edge of the circle. So that would be 1, 2, 3. So since our radius is 3, in our equation we need r squared, so we just square the 3, which would give us 9. And then 58. So here we have to identify the center and radius and sketch the graph. So for our center, we change the sign of what we get from x and what we get from y. So since it's a -2, we make it a +2. And y doesn't have a number with it, so our y would be 0. So our center, we go to the right 2 and stay on 0. For our radius, 11 is r squared, so we just take the square root of 11. So our radius is just square root 11. You can put it in your calculator to figure out what it is, but remember, your test is multiple choice, so you'll probably just see square root 11 there, if it's something like that. Or if we had, let's say it was equal to 9, what's the square root of 9? 3, so then it would be 3. But if you can't simplify it, it'll probably just leave it as the square root 11. But if we put it in our calculator in order to help us graph, we could take the square root of 11. That would be like 3.3. So we would go to the right 3.3, up 3.3, to the left 3.3, and down 3.3.